Hello, and welcome again to Screaming at the Cinema. Tonight, for your viewing pleasure, we have the 2017 superhero film Wonder Woman, a tale of Greek mythology apocrypha and World War I era intrigue. So, without further ado, please begin your copy of Wonder Woman in 3, 2, 1. Let's hope you guys get it all synced up and everything. I think we're going to be testing this afterwards to make sure that the sync works correctly. PG-13 for sequences of files for many things, for many superhero movie things. I never got around to seeing this, but, until now. But, everybody said that it was pretty good, that everybody enjoyed it. And then they ruined her character in Justice League, where she was like three-dimensional, and then in Justice League, she doesn't have much to do. And, I did watch Batman vs. Superman, and I thought that was, I thought that she was at least an interesting character. I've never really cared for Wonder Woman, but, she's fine, I guess. Oh, yeah, the DCEU. You're in a fine state right now, aren't you? In the darkest place in the world, the Louvre. Bum bum. Not the Louvre. Wayne Enterprises, because we need those Easter eggs. By somehow being immortal for some reason, and I don't quite understand. But I'm still a model. She's a cute girl. Gal Gadot, or however you pronounce it. She's cute. It's the suitcase. The special bat suitcase. Why is it printed on glass? Did he make it at a novelty place at the mall? I think it's weird that they basically made Wonder Woman Cap for this universe. That's a little odd, especially since they don't have a freezing storyline to kind of have him skip time like that. So he's not immortal. He's just, he got frozen. I don't know. It might be fine. I don't know too much. I don't know much more about Marvel superheroes than DC for the most part. Especially like Wonder Woman. Oh, look at all the digital women playing on a digital field fighting each other. Right, because that happened. She's good. Oh, yes. I am tough woman. Arr. It's like, can you just talk like a girl normal? Yeah, you can just talk. You don't have to have the tough voice. Oh, there's an armadillo. And jump off a cliff. That's fine. I'm sure that's great. We should at least have her on the dietary, regulatory yogurt. We should at least have her on that. Not kidding. Sleep on your dead donkey. Look at that pillow. It's literally a donkey skin, like a mule, and it still has the face. Oh, I guess it's just a pillow, but still, it looked like it had a face. Here's the crazy backstory. And he had to get in anything that moved. He was really good at cheating on his wife, and then the wife would punish the women for some reason. And there was a lot of eating your own children going on. It was weird. Which son? There's a lot of sons of Zeus. You've got Ares, you've got Hermes, you've got um 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 Kratos. You got Perseus. Right. So they were all the women? There was no other women involved until them? You mean you? Because she called you mother. Okay, I guess that's how they get around having the whole Greek pantheon. Did he use that teleport move that he had in Injustice? And like throw in the sword and the axe? Was that part of it? But Zeus had like the lightning powers, so it was too much. Mm-hmm. This island was called Wakanda. Wait a minute, wrong franchise. It was Atlantis. Also wrong franchise, but it's at least the same universe. It was called Narnia. No, wait. It was called um I can't think of another one. It was called Middle Earth. this great tower in our little Italian town of Malta. Uh-huh. Are you saying that she'll have to be worthy of it? That whoever's worthy can lift the sword? But you know, if you put the sword in an elevator, push the button, elevator goes up, elevator's not worthy. You're going to be in the lesbian doghouse tonight! She's a child, the only one on the island. Well, maybe that's why. That's because you don't have any dudes. That's kind of how that works, hon. Cause immortal gods never return, of course. Of course, of course. So what you're saying is you lied to her this whole time. And she chose to use a whip for some reason. Because why not? I still think that the whip of truth or whatever, the lasso of truth, it's the lasso of truth. There it is. The lasso of truth is the hokiest thing in, well, in a main character in comics, because there's a lot of hokey things in comics. Especially if you go back to the 60s. It was weird. The man with 10 eyes, which is just he had eyes on the tips of his fingers. That was like the whole thing. It's like, oh, but he's got 10 eyes. Like, I don't understand what the point is here. Personally, I think some of the zanier ones could make good cinematic appearances. Like for Spider-Man, I'd love to see a movie that had Mysterio instead of just getting like Green Goblin again. You know? I think that Venom is going to be cool in October, but I still think that some of the zanier ones like Mysterio would be really cool to see. My personal thought is still that Batman Returns. What? No, not Batman Returns. Dark Knight Rising. That's what I mean. Dark Knight Rises. The third Nolan movie would have been awesome if instead of Bane, you had Mr. Freeze. It would be an entire rewrite, obviously. But The Dark Knight Rises was an entire rewrite from the original plan, which was to have a Joker sequel where Harley Quinn comes in. So It was going to be a total rewrite anyway. This wasn't some grand plan. Basically, he brought in the League of Shadows again with Talia, specifically so that there could be an end to the trilogy, so it would feel complete, and I get that. But, they always have two villains, and they don't necessarily have to be connected, Which, I mean, they were in the other two films, but they don't necessarily need to be connected. And I think you could figure out a way that Mr. Freeze will be working for the League of Shadows. Easy peasy. But a Nolan version of Mr. Freeze would be awesome. I think the Gotham version of Mr. Freeze was okay, and it was kind of similar to what a Nolan version would look like. Oh, and here comes Chris Pine. He's crashing the Enterprise into the beach. Because he's Kirk. And Anna Hathaway back home in Genovia is weeping bitter tears for him. And X, Y, and Z, other roles that he's been in that I don't remember. Oh, he was Jack Ryan. He was in Jack Ryan's Shadow Recruit. Yeah. Tom Clancy, pretty cool. I like that movie. He did a pretty good job, too. The best Jack Ryan will still be Harrison Ford. Always be Harrison Ford. But the but he was great, especially for a young Jack Ryan. I might get a little less talkative on near the end because I've actually seen this part before. I've seen about the first 45 minutes of this movie, and then I ended up not watching the rest just because I ran out of time and I didn't have time then. Oh, they found a German flag. It's the island of Bermuda. It's the island of Lesbos. It's the island of Misfit Toys. It's the island. Why is it the White Cliffs? Why is it White Cliffs like Dover? That would be really confusing if they actually filmed it in like Dover, England. That would be crazy. The White Cliffs on the coast there in the UK. Gorillas. Uh-huh. On the island of Lesbos. I did think this sequence was interesting. This was different than what I thought this movie would be. I'd never thought that German infantry and navy versus chicks with bows and arrows was gonna be how this movie went. Right. The grappling arrows, like they developed in Greece. Yup. Bullets kill. Oh. Oh no. It's weird. The way that her story is playing out, it's simultaneously Thor and Captain America. And it's giving me PTSD from Star Crash. If you've ever seen that movie, that is, that is a steaming pile of crap. But so much fun. So much fun to watch, especially if you watch the MST3K version that they did with the new season on Netflix. Oh, dude, that movie's nuts. And that they tricked Christopher Palmer and Hasselhoff into being in it is astounding. What's up with you girls and twirly spinny moves? You know, twirly spinny moves are the easiest way to get stabbed right in the back. It's good that they're going up against World War One soldiers because the Springfield rifle is a bolt action. Because otherwise, it would be a moida. They didn't really have, automatic weapons fire, and definitely not, handheld infantry rifles. If they were going up against M16s, oh no. Also, they don't show anyone reload. Well, no, I think it had a. I think the Springfield rifle, which is what he should have, would be 4 rounds to a clip, if I remember correctly. And that was about normal in World War One. I don't remember what the German model would have, and I'm talking about gun specs over this woman's death scene, but this movie should have some funny crap near the end where they make all kinds of weird plot conveniences, so I'm not going to take it too seriously. Hi, I'm just here. You killed my lesbian lover. My name is Chris Pine. So they worship tentacles? That sounds about right. Hooray, it's the lasso of truth. Hooray. Okay. Over Normandy. And she had a creepy doll mask. It was crazy. It was almost like I was again in a comic book or something. Look, they're building mustard gas. She's like, if I just put this much mustard into the air, he'll cease to exist. It's bad. Mustard gas is super bad. He didn't die. I'm super pissed. Hey! He's really good at playing the evil general guy. Because he was in X-Men Origins Wolverine as well. And I think he was in one more thing. I don't remember what. Off at the top of my head like that. Because, when you're escaping, what you do is you strafe them. Well, I mean, strafing the planes might make sense. But again, the planes in World War One were canvas with propellers. Basically, they were paper airplanes. World War One, and still touring. That's terrible. I'm sorry. Like poison arrows? No. That was a story. I lied to you your entire childhood. Just go with it, okay? Stop bothering me. Isn't she actually like the daughter of Athena or something? You heal super quick. Are you sure you aren't a vampire? What he doesn't know is he's in the sacred pool, which is punishable by death. Oh, hi, I'm naked. Anyway. I'm confused by that thing you have. See? Every guy says that. Every single one. Well, yeah, you know, it's the it's a thing. Oh, that thing. Okay. Wow, they really just have him holding himself on screen? That's weird. Like, would you get naked? Uh-huh. Okay. 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 I think Chris Pine did a really good job in this movie. I've liked him in just about every role that I've seen him in, but he's doing a really good job. It's too bad he's only gonna be in this movie. But honestly, I kind of felt the same way about Haley Atwell. Is that her name? The girl who plays Peggy Carter, which is why I was happy that there was a show, and she got 2 seasons, which was good. But the show just wasn't written so well. It was fine, but I think it harped a little too much on the, well, women aren't respected in my time, so I've got to be. I'm the. It harped a little bit too much on that, and I think it kind of killed it because it was worried about her being a woman instead of her just being a good agent and doing things well and having interesting writing. At least that's what made me stopped watching the show, honestly, after like 7 episodes. I was so tired of them whining about it like over and over and over again. Every episode, it wasn't it wasn't something that she dealt with. It was something that she dealt with constantly. Hi. Okay. He's like, I don't know what you mean, but okay. I stole all this really important crap. Just act casual. Oh, she's leaving with the elves. Oh. Weird. Well, all children grow up to disappoint their parents, isn't that true? You keep using that as an excuse to keep her in the dark. I don't like it as an it's not a good excuse. See, an interesting thing that I would like to see in this film is some sort of cult, I guess you would say. But, a group of worshippers of Ares who are kind of seeding this conflict, you know? Kind of like a Hydra sort of organization where but not so much with the science, but more with the we want to keep this war going to use the war as worship to our god. It's an interesting take, in my opinion. Okay. They haven't legalized it yet most of the time. I'm not getting so much the romance yet. I'm hoping that, they will uh they'll pour it on a little more. Right, because you were conceived by the midichlorians in your mother's womb. I don't remember a father. I gave birth to him, I raised him. Yeah, this baby just kind of showed up one day. It's like, that's not how that works, but okay. Great to say it in the most Bible way possible. Uh-huh. I would also like it if he were Ares. That would be fine. If he's secretly Ares, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. Okay. Yeah, I think he's Aries. Yeah, he's Aries. Okay, that's fine. And she knows enough. Maybe not everything, but she definitely knows enough. At least they didn't try to do the mask digitally. You know, you can tell from the way she's talking that it's actually there, which is something at least. Because, that isn't always guaranteed, especially with, Green Lantern in their history, where they couldn't do the eye, they couldn't, have the they couldn't just do the the mask. No, it had to be digital. Poor Ryan Reynolds. At least now he's got the superhero part he's always wanted. Um, okay. Okay. That must have been a cut scene where she told him all that stuff because he suddenly knows the fable that she was told about her birth. They have this whole bringing Tarzan to England bit, which is a little weird, but okay. Okay, sure. So they just watched, Thor, and they just said, let's do that. Okay. What if Thor was a girl? And that's what they did. Seeing if they were smart, there'd be a spy here for Ares or Germany, whichever one, doesn't matter. Because it's both one and the same at this point. Like that guy, for example. That would be a good one. But if it was a gray alien with a trunk that went into a communicator, right? That might be one. Oh, good. Don't think so, no. Her glasses. Her glasses are all broke. Cyanide pill. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That's kind of how this works with the spy stuff. Your boyfriend there probably has one too. Nothing cool like encased in a tooth or anything, but they usually had it on both sides. Hey! Peace with Voldemort. Peace. Mr. Weasley. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not Mr. Weasley. It is Remus Lupin. Apologies. Oh, good. Did you know I'm a werewolf? Anyway. What does Dr. Poison make? Poison? Oh, okay. So it ignites and it's also corrosive to glass and leather? That is not what a that is not what any modern general would say. And modern, even going back to World War One. The point is, during war, even if you're looking at it just as a numbers game, is to make your enemy lose more soldiers than you. That's the idea. So soldiers die. That's what they do. No, soldiers fight. Very different. Very different psychologically than soldiers die. That's not how even a World War One general would speak about his troops, especially in Britain, France, or England at the time. Uh-huh. 'Cause fun. It's fun to lie. So they're gonna gather a unit, just like in Cap. Right. Oh, you're done. Okay. Charlie is the one getting the crap kicked out of him like he's Kirk. You have no honor! No honor! Snipers have no honor! Are you supposed to be funny? Or both. You know, whatever. Okay, that's not exactly a plan, that's an objective. It's good that it's not a full moon tonight, or I would have had trouble. It was late, but whatever. It can't all be gold, can it? You talk in front of a microphone for 6 hours straight, which is what this movie is turning out to feel like. And we're not even like a third of the way through. As smugglers go. He just happens to have a square jaw, so you're okay with it. Yeah, war sucks. Eh. It's kind of weird that von Hindenburg is the voice of reason here. He was the guy who brought Hitler in and, brought him, well, it helped bring him to power. So, that's interesting. They're testing their gas on these guys. Kind of like what happened in Captain America the First Avenger. It's almost like they're ripping off a movie from like 5 years before this one came out. Yeah, you're probably going to want to get away. Mm-hmm. And countdown to courting American guilt. Oh, back to zero. Okay. He's got PTSD from something. And the easiest way to help them is to knock out the Germans. So stop arguing and let's get going. Completing the objective is the best. What you do is you go and you knock out the Germans who are making the gas. You complete the objective. A quicker end to the war means that they will be safer. But no, you have to go and do your thing because you're a strong woman going out and doing one of the stupidest things you could possibly do, which is to stroll right out into no man's land, like she's doing right now. This is literally the stupidest thing that a person could do. But she's going to do it anyway, and she's going to come out fine because she's a strong woman. Okay, but that's a ricochet bullet. It's still moving fast enough to hurt somebody, and you just diverted it into the trench that you just came out of. So I mean, there's that. And with the shield, she really is just Cap. I mean, her shield needs to be just a tad bigger, though. Why don't you aim for the legs, huh? The legs are right there. You know, just hit her in the thighs, and then it's all over. Again, the dumbest thing that you could possibly do. Especially for the guys that ran up. The score is interesting. Not exactly what I would have thought. It's a very modern score. They didn't, stay with the classic sort of feel of, having the World War One. Notice she's using her shield way more than her sword. They've totally choreographed just Cap moves, and she's got a sword as well. It really is. It's just Cap. Uh-huh. Right, she can just shoulder check a tank. Okay. Don't look at him in slow motion. Keep fighting. Don't be stupid. Oh, he already shot Vin Diesel. He's got a letter to his dad. Don't you want to say a Bible verse before you take the shot? Okay. That lady destroyed the church. We're gonna charge her for it. Is Wonder Woman gonna sign the Sokovia Accords? The Star Spangled Man with a plan. Uh-huh. I'm sure that's what it is. Because they're not gonna gas the entire thing and take over. And it's an excuse to get Gal Gadot in a dress, so we're gonna do it. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do our secret spy Gal Gadot dress mission, and it'll be fun. Okay, magically knowing something like that is ridiculous. I feel like I recognize her from something. Venice Island. With rich Corinthian leather. Kratos, what? Here, what you need to do is you need to just hit X 3 times, and that's the magic combo that solves everything. Because on the island of Lesbos, we had many, many dancing parties. Okay. That's the point. But also, just swaying, that's movie dancing. What you want is something more akin to the waltz, for example, especially since you're going to a German gala. You know, something that's a little more than swaying. And she's never seen snow. Oh. I'm still not really getting the romance bit. But the movie really wants me to get the romance bit. It just doesn't feel real. And I don't think it's actually either of their fault. I think they're acting well. I think it's a writing problem. They didn't give them enough to do. See, because now it looks like they're gonna have sex, and it feels totally unearned. This feels ridiculous. He obviously likes her, and she doesn't really seem to need him, but, you know, she wants to see what it's like with a dude, I guess. I don't understand. But at least they did it tastefully. You know, that's fine. We're on a spy mission. Stop singing. Brave Sir Robin ran away. No, I didn't. I didn't. Yeah, right? He's like, I was there, hun. Bud, guy, friend. Oh no, it's the French castle. Deafy English candidates and Sir Arthur King who has the brain of a duck. Now leave before I taunt you a second time. And she's gone. Because that's not predictable as all get out. Okay. A wood elf. Her mask is cool. I like it. And it's functional. I'd like to see what's underneath. It's obviously just burnt, probably. So she comes in and screws up his spycraft stuff because he's worried about her. This is the dumbest plan she could possibly have. She very obviously has a sword on her back and no one's noticing. Saving you from the dumbest possible thing that you could do. No. Because it's kind of psychotic. We know it's true, but it's kind of psychotic. Think if someone came up to you and said, "Oh yeah, all those ancient Greek gods, they were real." And there's this one wanting to influence international events, so I got to take him out myself. The firing of a gigantic gas grenade, I assume. No. So you're gonna walk straight into the gas that corrodes everything that you know is bad. Because that's what everyone's been talking about. So you see this cloud of gas, of fog that's not natural colored. And you're just gonna walk right into it. Of course, obviously she's not affected because she would be dead by now if she were. So whatever, but still it's stupid. It's dumb that she would do that because there's no way that she would know off the top of her head that she would be able to withstand it. Yeah, yeah. Get back, buddy. That's kind of what the gas does. Oh, jeez. Alexa, turn off the alarm. Sorry about that, everybody. He keeps taking the cocaine, and I don't understand. Are we gonna get a cool version of Ares, or is he just this guy? Because I'd like to see, a final form sort of design that's based more around the classic uh, god look. Like he bursts out of this general and becomes his true self or something like that. They like this theme. They've used it a couple times now, especially in battle sequences. I think exclusively. That can't be it. Come on. Come on, that's not it. Come on. There's gotta be more. No way. Really? That's all? That was kind of disappointing. Uh-huh. It's kind of the deal. You just killed one general. It didn't make everybody stop. What were you thinking would happen? Uh-huh. No. Uh-huh. See, and this is a weird thing that I've seen a lot lately. People want to blame all of mankind for a lot of things, especially when you look at American politics. They want to blame all of America for certain things. Slavery and the near extermination of the Native Americans being the top two on the list there. It wasn't America. It wasn't everyone. None of those decisions were made unanimously ever. There was actually, talking about slavery, there was an incredibly vigorous debate on both sides whether or not they would have slavery in the country, and basically it came down to where the the southern states wouldn't join unless they continued to have legal slavery, and they needed them or they'd lose the war. So it was either have a country and win the war, or not. Interesting. Yeah, the sword's up there. But the point is there was an abolitionist movement from before America was a country until in 1865 we finally uh, ended slavery. None of these were unanimous decisions. But back to the film rather than me grandstanding. Then what was he? I don't understand. Then what was he? He was obviously something. Another child of Zeus, because there are infinity of those. Take all of fiction. Zeus has like 256 children. It's crazy. Then what was he? You still haven't explained to me who he was. If he was something, which he obviously was, because it was showing effects under his skin, that's totally a red herring that you made up for no reason, other than to have a twist. You gonna explain it or not? No, you're just gonna go into CGI battle and do that instead. Okay. I don't understand. I don't understand his powers either. He's got levitation, but he's also got lightning. And he also can just destroy weapons. At least in Thor Ragnarok, Hela's powers were a little more. They made a little more sense. And she was like the goddess of war and death and all that, and she had the steel blades and stuff. I was right about the plot inconsistencies, because who the heck is he then? He's nobody, because there's only one god that existed. He can't be the Zeus, so it's gotta be, And he's not Ares, because this is Ares. So how? So then who is he? And what was the whole thing of we can enhance your power? And then, she cracks the pill in his face. He goes, ah! And they show the thing under his face. What? How? Because it's not just cocaine. Yeah, her eardrums are totally blown out, dude. Running to catch a plane. Well, that's a little too common to just say, oh yeah, they ripped that off of Captain America. But, I mean, come on. They're stopping a plane full of bombs, going towards London. The plane in Captain America was going to more places, but London was on the list. There we go. This is what I wanted. Oh, that's good. Okay, that's awesome. I'm a big fan of that. I do think it's weird that they keep calling her a god, not a goddess, which is the proper term for it. But, that's a small complaint. So if she killed Ares, then no one would be able to kill her, right? Because only a god could kill another god, and Zeus doesn't seem to exist. Just Ares. Which again takes out all of the reason for you to watch the movies, because they could possibly die. If her and Superman are basically invincible. I was wondering what happened to him. And there it is. Yes. I always feel the slow motion screaming no is just so cliche now. It's different when for example in Order of the Phoenix, where Sirius dies, and they have it where he's screaming and there's no audio. That's fine in my opinion, but the no is just too much for me. It's just too much. But you did spur them onto this. And for what? To save a city of like I don't know World War One numbers, but millions of people. It's really sad that they have a digital face behind that helmet. And it's a very obvious digital. He wishes he could take her to that dance, but he's gonna have to take a rain check on it. It just it doesn't feel as earned as the Captain America one does. You know, because he was looking at her from afar, and they were kind of together, and they kind of weren't, and it went over the whole movie, and they didn't even kiss until the end. I don't know. I think this movie is fine, but it's the best in the DCEU. But they don't have there isn't a high bar that they have to meet for that. Wait, so he has lightning bolts like Zeus now? I don't understand your powers. At least that's his regular head, but when it was behind the helmet, it was digital. It's like you couldn't make the regular helmet and then do a green screen. And obligatory Jesus imagery. But that happens in so many superhero movies. I could cut together like 20 minutes worth of here's another Christ imagery thing. Here's another Christ imagery thing. Here's another Christ imagery thing. It's like there's just so many. Any Superman movie, Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. I think there was one in Cap. They're just everywhere. But it's fine in my opinion. It's just funny that they keep going to that. Our comic relief side characters survived, so that's something. The entire base exploding, and they're having a plane full of gas bombs fall on them, and you know having lightning indiscriminately being shot around, and flying debris and all kinds of stuff, and trucks and tanks and things. But they're good. They're fine. They were in a different part of the script at the time, so it was fine. Yeah, I've given this movie a lot of crap, but it's fine. The effects are good. I think that the effects are pretty good. You know, I have a few qualms, but not many. Um, the story has issues, and that's really the biggest part. The story just has issues, but every story does in some way. Like I said, it's the best one in the DCEU, but that's not saying much. But it was interesting to finally see it. It definitely was not the best superhero movie that's ever been made, like some people have been claiming. It's just not. Really? Can it? Can love save the world like that? Just because you love people, the world's gonna be saved? Because, anyone who is evil and, wants to take over said world, as there have been in many instances within human history, if you just love people, it'll be fine. The world will be saved and it'll be okay. I'm sure if we just loved people, that, Hitler would have gone about his merry way and would have been a artist in Munich instead, right? Just a story by Zack Snyder. That kind of says it all right there. It's like, Zack Snyder, I don't know. Oh, Zack, what are you doing? What are you doing? Ugh. And that's kind of the thing, Geoff Johns has kind of, at least in what I've been reading and things, he's kind of been looked at as, oh, this guy's great. He's great for DC. He's gonna save the DC Comics. It's like, well, maybe put a little more effort into the book, the comic book movies, because they're in trouble. Because this is definitely the best one, but that, I've said it a couple times now. It's still not the greatest. I think that the score was very interesting. The score was very good. But, it's a fine movie. I don't think it's going to be remembered outside of the decade, though. I think it's going to be one of those that, remember Speed? Speed was a big thing when it came out. Not so much now, right? It's weird. It's the Shield, but they still gave her a halo around her head. It's like, what are you doing? But yeah, so this was the first one of these. A couple more should be coming out, every so often. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's not just going to be me on here all the time, but, I decided to do the first one by myself, kind of test the waters. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And, I had fun with the movie, but, it could be better. So I will see you guys next time. That was Wonder Woman, a commentary by Screaming at the Cinema. Please like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this broadcast, and hit the notification bell so that you may be notified when new commentaries have been released. Thank you, and happy watching.